right? Professionally a lawyer too. So my area that I'm supposed to deal today will be on consumer protection. Okay. So when I look at consumer protection Act, first I would want to raise a question to you people. Who exactly is a consumer? You all have heard of consumers? Who is a consumer? Us. Why do you say you're a consumer? You consume items. Say if you are a business person, will you fall under the category of a consumer? Why? Because? Yeah, he's a seller and then you buy. So what if a business person buys a lunch packet for his consumption? Will he be a consumer or a non-consumer? Consumer. So the main distinction that we have to do when we look at the consumer rights or consumer protection is that first we have to identify the person who is purchasing goods or the person who is obtaining service. Second hand. In a second hand car, can you expect these types of running repairs? Yes. Then can the buyer win the case? No. Why? Because you are buying a second hand. So even if you are a consumer, when you are entering into certain transactions, you ought to know these basic things. Because these basic things are sort of pointed out by a person called a reasonable person. Who is a reasonable person? Any guess? A reasonable person. A person who thinks twice. Yes? Like you people. Huh? So you all think twice before entering into a particular contract? Okay. So a person who buys something for a reason? Yes. So if you just combine the two answers, the answer will be there. A person who buys something for a particular reason. You don't buy things for the sake of having money, you know. Unless you are a multi-millionaire and you have nothing to do with the money and you keep on wasting, money, yeah, then that's a separate story. But generally there is a particular purpose as to why you buy them. Right? And you think twice. Now the moment he uses the word you think twice, I have a defense for the seller. Sellers will have defenses. Seller will say, I'm using the mobile phone. If this mobile phone with the scratch is given to an ordinary reasonable person thinking twice, right? He will examine the mobile phone. During that examination, if he identifies that there is a defect, there is a scratch, will that reasonable person buy the mobile phone? Then why did you buy? Will you win the case? This is consumer rights. We have to every time see whether this action will be done by an ordinary reasonable person. Now say there is an internal defect in the mobile phone which is not identified by you. You are not an expert on mobile phones. You don't do mobile phone repairing courses or whatever. You have no knowledge about it. And you bought it. Then will you be able to bring an action successfully against the seller and win the case? Why? Why? Because a reasonable person in your state would not have known about that defect. So the two defenses that a seller might argue against a consumer like us will be that the buyer was given a chance to examine the good before purchase. He never forced us to buy the good. The goods were displayed. We go near the showcase. We examine the good. We tell we want this particular mobile phone. They will take the mobile phone, give it to us. So we have a look on it. Within that due examination, if we were unable to identify the defect, then of course we are not in a position of bringing an action. Second defense is the seller expressly tells the defense to the buyer. He says, although you are trying to buy this mobile phone, there is a minor defect on it. There is a small scratch. After bringing it to your attention, if you still go ahead in buying that, too bad for you. You can't bring an action. Right? So small things that we discussed about consumers. You people, consumers with minors, have plenty of laws governing you. Only if you buy them or get services for your personal law, household needs. If you are buying it for a business purpose, then you are labeled as a whom? Buying it for business purposes. How do you label the person? Business person, a trader, a commercial party, someone like that. On the other hand, if it is a business person who buys goods, there will be a different act governing called business to business. Very good. Business to business. So, SOG. If you are a consumer, CR. Right? So, these are the areas that are going ahead. Do you all have any doubts as minors plus consumers that you would want to clarify? Rather than me putting questions. Any doubts, anyone? Intention of directly running out of the place? Cool. Is it? Right, so. Thank you for being patiently staying. I think it's almost 1:30.